My name is Raymond Karchevsky. I am a living Christ. This video is the Christ solution to all, I mean all, the problems that the civilized world is faced with. For it's all traced to one thing, and once that one thing is understood, it's all over. No conflict, no violence, no drugs, no addictions, no wars, no killing. It's all gone. Sounds impossible, doesn't it? Well, for most of you, it is impossible. Why? Because you have been conditioned all of your life as children and as adults by your government, by your religions, by banking, by all of your corporate structures operating through commerce. You're living in a fictional world, and your minds, your intellects, have been controlled to the point that you believe that you too are a fiction living consensually, your consent, in a fictional world. And that happens to you when you were sold out by your mother, who was under fictional mind control all her life, through government, through politics, through religion, and she merely passed on her conditioning and passed you over to the satanic conditioners, to the schools, to the government. Now, what do all these things have in common? The schools and government, religion. They're all dualistic, fictional ideas that exist only in your conditioned intellect, your fragmented, linear, controlled, outer-controlled mind, which is in conflict with your subconscious mind, which is holistic, whole, truthful, one, non-duality, God-like. Now that's who you are, who you truly are. You are the creators of your lives. But your satanic conditioning has interfered with your holistic energy of oneness, of love, of cooperation, of non-conflict, and you have willingly adopted a lifestyle of conflict, of confusion, of utter chaos. What's the proof of what I say? There's so much of it, it will overwhelm you. Look at the riots. Look at the protests, the peaceful protests. They're just a stepping stone away from the fiery, lethal riots, the burning of property, and then applying yourself to a fictional government for reparations, to fix, to rebuild that which you have burned down. You participants, because your conscious intellect causes you to be conflicted, confused, at war within yourself and without, and you project your violence outwardly in your relationships. That's your civilized world. And the Alex Joneses, the Nancy Pelosi's appear to be in conflict with one another, and they are. But they're all based in the conscious intellect, which is a dualistic arena of consciousness. That arena requires a Nancy Pelosi and requires an Alex Jones to complete the whole of violence that both claim the opposer is the reason for the chaos, the confusion, the violence. No. Both parts, the opposites, the Pelosi, the Jones, make up the whole of a conflicted satanic intellect, which is separate from the holistic, subconscious, godlike arena of oneness, of love, of sovereignty, of freedom. Understand? When your very basis for being is based in conflict, in opposition, in fight, you're not whole. You're fighting yourself. In truth, the Pelosi's of the world and the Alex Joneses of the world are one and the same. Conflicted spirits that believe they are separate identities in opposition to one another, and they need power. Power over mindless believers, hundreds, millions, billions of mindless followers to make up their base of power, their political power. I'm a Christ. Now, I am at one. I am at one with Alex Jones. I am at one with Nancy Pelosi. However, I am the whole of the parts that they, in conflict with one another, make. I am at peace. I am at one. I am existing in the Christ state of consciousness, the second coming of Christ consciousness, where peace and non-duality take a form, as it always has. The eternal. There's no conflict in the eternal. There is only what is, the whole, the complete, the holistic, the holy. There's only thought that separates that wholeness into fragmented energy in opposition to one another. So you tune into your TV broadcasts, your internet broadcasts, your radio broadcasts, your news broadcasts, and you're inundated with this partial, divided, intellectually inclined partial views, which are in conflict with other partial views. And that partiality is promoted, endlessly promoted. So you are constantly at war through your belief. You're not really at war with anyone. You're not at war with Nancy Pelosi. You're not at war with Alex Jones. They're merely ideas in your head. You choose to be confused and conflicted by the choices that you make, the beliefs that you harbor. In fact, you cannot be drawn into any kind of conflict without your consent. That's the fact. That's the power that you have, each and every one of you. But you have been made to doubt yourself, and you've been done so by teachers, by mind controllers, by employees of an institution that gains its power by keeping you divided and in conflict. Governments, religions, it's all the one same thing. You understand? I speak of the Christ state of consciousness. I am one. I am alone. And I speak to each and every one of you in your aloneness. Oh, you're all part of groupthink because you're scared. You're frightened. You doubt yourself. You're confused. You're afraid to think for yourself, and you're afraid to act for yourself. So you join groups. You're part of groupthink. All groupthink. The Democratic Party, the Republican Party, the Nancy Pelosi's, the Alex Jones. There are partial belief groups, aren't they? And you must belong to be part of that group. If you choose to be part of that group, you create your own hell. I'm not affected by your hell. I live in the same world as you. So I'm in your world, but I'm not of it. The energy that coerces you, forces you to act in a certain way, has no effect upon this living Christ. I have proven that. Not a brag. All you have to do is read my website, arkenterprises.com, and watch my videos, and you will see that I have faced all of the powers of Satan in my lifetime, and I have turned them back. They have had no effect upon this living Christ. Oh, they've had the attempted effect. That's called temptation. I have been besought with temptation all of my life, and I have stood up alone to it. That makes me different from you. You need a group to back you up. You need groupthink. You are satanically mind controlled through that groupthink. And I'm telling you that you can be free of that this very moment. All you have to do is withdraw your consent. Boycott the institutions that control you through satanic mind control. Don't support government. Don't support religion. They're all satanic mind control institutions which require outer suggestion, hypnosis, spells to create your fictitious reality that you believe to be true. It's not true. It may be civilized, but it's not true. It's a fiction, an idea. And your own ideas rule over you. You do not rule over them as it should be, as you are the creator of your world. But since you have doubted yourself, your ideas have turned the tables on you, and they control you. Now, the Nancy Pelosi's, the Alex Joneses, they seem to be leaders of fragments which have power, but they have no power. They're at the lowest level of hell themselves, and they may be aware of it, or they may be unaware of it. That's clearly up to them. But you can see for yourself that they're in conflict with one another. The Democratic Party is in conflict with the Republican Party. And if you choose to join either party, you naturally are put into conflict with its opposite, its phantom, its fictitious rival. It's not real, not true. That's your civilized life. It begins at birth and it ends at death. That means that there is a partialness to it. All that is true is eternity, infiniteness, that which is without beginning and without end. And that's who you truly are. You're not your body. You're not your minds. Those are satanic instruments that are subject to outer control. And that's what accounts for the hell that you have made of your lives. Now, I said to you at the beginning of this video that I would give you the solution to all of your problems. And here it is. Stop. Stop your dualistic intellectual opposition kind of thought that places you into conflict with everything that you do. For it's really an illusion. When you stop the illusion, only the what is remains. And the what is non-dualistic truth. It is what is. That's what truth is. You see, I am a simple man of truth. And it's that truth that protects me from all of the temptations, all of the so-called afflictions that I have faced all my life. But I'm just like you. But I've learned how to live life in peace, though I be thrown in the middle of the harshest hell and its temptation. I'm a retired police sergeant. I'm a retired professional fighter. So I know conflict. I know harm. And I have transcended it. I am in the state of balance. And I call for you to join in that state of balance. Not join with me, but join in your own state of balance between your subconscious mind and your conscious intellect. And you will achieve the balance of Christ consciousness. That is the solution to all of your problems. I, beyond your dualistic system, guarantee it. Thank you.